What is going on, true believers? So the Ethereum ETF has launched. The US market immediately started dumping. We didn't get any kind of pump whatsoever from this. We were surprised with the announcement. Nothing has worked out in our favor in regards to this Ethereum launch so far. Ethereum trading right now at about 34.44. The market is down about $36 billion on the day. Now, we do know buy the rumor, sell the news is the order of the day. But I think a lot of people are kind of staring at Ethereum sort of in disbelief, wondering why was there no pump? Why did we not get a pump? And you might be saying, well, yeah, but please, it went to 2,800 a few days ago. So it's really kind of pumping. Yeah, but we've been talking about this since it was at 4,000. So the fact that it went from 4,000 to 2,800 during the FOMO buildup of the Ethereum ETF, pure manipulation. Do you want to know how I know it's pure manipulation? Because the biggest seller of Ethereum in the last 4 hours, Vitalik Buterin. The Ethereum Foundation sold about 200,000 Ethereum this morning, I want to say. So very weird times here. Now, Ethereum is the only commodity that's up today so far in crypto. Everything else really kind of trading in a downward sort of channel. Matter of fact, there's been a massive sell-off on most of the alts. Now, generally speaking, when you see something like that happen, what it tends to mean is that there is an imminent pump coming. So it could be that we're looking at the opposite of what happened with the Bitcoin ETF, which was an immediate and strong sell-off. Like, we're not seeing that yet. However, when I say that, we should probably recognize and we should probably understand that this market is on American time right now. And Americans have never seen a skeezy little opportunity to steal liquidity from anybody that they wouldn't take advantage of. So I'm going to tell you, it is my opinion that we're going to have a broad market sell-off. And for the first time in history, it's going to be the first time in history, Jim Cramer might end up being right. It's very weird. This is very, very weird what's going on, but don't take my word for it. Let's ask, believe Shelton. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
I can read a chart like a Superman, and I got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming every day and almost every night. I bought some Bitcoin cause I see the light. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleed. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleed. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you. Built a crypto channel streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer's always right. Every morning I go live and say to all you guys, don't fall for all these motherfuckers and their lies. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleed. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleed. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you. I don't know what to do, because my memberships are missing you. They call me Bleed. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleed. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you. They call me Bleed. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleed. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you.
All right, guys. So good morning to you. And before we get started, if you have a crypto that you want to check out, then we're going to check it out. Put it in here right now. So let's talk about what happened yesterday with Bitcoin before we get started on Ethereum. So the Ethereum or the Bitcoin ETFs, in anticipation of the Ethereum ETFs, the Bitcoin ETFs had the biggest outflow in the history of it had the biggest outflow in the history of the early history, by the way. It's only been since January 10th. So as you can see right here, it had the most enormous outflow in history. I'm just kidding. It had the biggest inflow in its history yesterday. So what are we doing here? Who we bullshitting, right? Like, we're not even at the point anymore. $530 million in inflow coming off a previous day of 383 million. Like, who are we pretending to kid at this point, right? This is just an incredible number that's happening day in and day out. And we're positive day after positive day after positive day after positive day. And now we've got this market pretending like this is not. What the fuck is going on? Okay, this is when you see, this is when you know that this is pure manipulation. So another gigantic day for the Bitcoin ETFs, $530 million in inflows in a single day for the Bitcoin ETFs. Guys, if you don't realize that you are being manipulated and that we are going to get into an absolutely parabolic run yet, I can't help you. I cannot help you at this point. So let's talk about the first one up is going to be Paye. So Paye is at 125 million market cap, 3.5 million in liquidity. Had a breakdown, broke down just now to this previous top, which was right there, which also represented this entire little top right there. We had a breakdown into that range. Most likely that means that there's going to be a break back up to the upside and a move into this range. Now, here is the problem with it. If you notice the wicks right here, there's a lot of buy pressure coming into this range. Now, the problem with this is this market more broadly is just collapsing one more time all over again. Now, and we can go down the list of different projects right now that are just absolutely bottoming out, other than, brand new stuff locally, not overall, not overall, but locally. They're just kind of bottoming out. So there's a possibility that this thing breaks back down into a range like this right here. There's always that distinct possibility. But what it looks like is that it's testing right here. And if it gets a good move here and the markets flip a little bit more positive, which, again, I think this is different. I think that Ethereum ETFs, we're going to see them start to run right away as opposed to dump. So if that's the case, boom, this thing is going to break towards this upside right here and test this all-time new high. Now, my move here is kind of aggressive. If you guys look at it from this, let's do this. Seems a little more realistic right there, because that seems like a little breakout that just got unfulfilled, if you will. So the most likely scenario here would be another move back into this sort of range here, break back down for another retest, and then a move into this right here. Now, if it does what it's kind of trending for right now, then you can see that there's just kind of this upward momentum there. So breaking this out right here and going back into it, like, it could run up here, get a nice little rip stuck right into this range right here, and then bang, break out of it. And again, I think this is going to end up being one of those big ones. It's Paye. It's going to be the Chinese version of Pepe. And at some point soon, we're going to get some kind of confirmation that the Chinese market, make sure, by the way, that you hit the like button. It helps me out tremendously. And I know we don't talk about it very much, but it doesn't take anything for you guys to hit that like button. We got about 40 people watching right now. For the next few days, I shut off Twitter because I want to get people to come here and watch the show and not on Twitter. And usually we have like 50 people here and we have 100 people on Twitter. So I'm just trying to move people back to YouTube. So this is what I think is going to happen for Paye. So if you haven't already, you might want to get yourself a bag of Paye. FYN is the next one that we want to check out. FYN. Is it Affinity? Is it the Affinity here? Because if it is, then all right. So in the event that this is the one that you're talking about here with FYN, this is I keep telling you guys that there are certain kind of signs that you're looking for. The market structure for a lot of these is the same way. It's like right in this sort of range here. And what is this? Is synchronizing virtual real world experience begins. A multi-chain ecosystem, powering our ecosystem, global launch, Buddy Arena. Oh, that looks fun. Okay, so all right. So this right here is it got its big pump, when we had the market pump back in March and April, when we had that, big move, which we'll get, by the way, again, pretty soon. I really think so. But like, this is, if you are a buyer, this is your buy zone right here. Like, this thing is going to rip at some point bigly. So if this is the one, then I would be all in on it. By the way, when I say all in, I do not mean put all your money in anything. Don't ever do that. Whatever you're willing to lose, you know what I mean? Put that in there. But these are the kind of charts that you're really looking for. Spoiler alert. If you got in and you got up here and you got that big, if you got that big win up in this range, congratulations, take your profit out, wait for this to happen. It always happens. Right. And then this becomes your absolute buy zone, because you're getting right back here where it all started. Now, when I say that, here's the thing to remember here. There's 30,000 holders on this project. So there are 30,000 holders. It's on a bunch of different chains. They are building for the future. Not a favorable market cap for what it was. What is this? 18 cents, 9.20. It went up 20 cents. So it had a $75 million market cap. It'll be there again. So I would be looking at this as an easy 10x at this point. So, you know what I mean? All right, money flowing into gross. Bill the Bear did exactly what you said it would. 3x. Yeah, it looked like it was ready to do it. It just looked like it. Somebody asked a question earlier, like, how do I make these songs? And I use Sunai, Sunai, I think it is Suno, Suno.ai. We can, one day we can look at that and try to figure it out. But let's move on here and let's get into the market. So the Ethereum ETF has launched and Ethereum trades flat. So on July 23rd, 9 spot ETFs began trading in a roller coaster multi-month buildup. The milestone came after BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, Fidelity. We're going to be talking about Franklin Templeton, as a matter of fact, in just a few minutes on something else. VanEck, Bitwise, 21 shares, and Invesco all received final approval. Grayscale is converting its trust into an ETF. And that was also greenlit today. James Seyffert, an ETF analyst at Bloomberg, noted that the sector debuted with assets under management of $10.25 billion, 90% of which is held in the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. The launch of the spot Ethereum ETF marks a crucial development, highlighting the advancing and maturity of the cryptocurrency asset class. However, the launch has defied expectations that the funds entering the market would trigger a sell on the news event for ETH so far. Ethereum's price is up 0.1% in the past 24 hours, last changing hands for $36.95, according to the Defiant Crypto price feeds. It also gained 1.7% over Bitcoin in the last day and is up 17% since bottoming out. The chief information officer of Bitwise said that the pre-market trade volume for the Ethereum ETP was significantly lighter than the pre-market trading of Bitcoin. Still, good to see trading activity in the biggest expected player pre-market. Phil Piper, a co-founder of Swarm Market, said he expects an underwhelming initial market response for the funds launching. For an indication of what this will do in the short term, we can look to the experience of the Bitcoin ETF. On this basis, we'd imagine the reaction to the market will be muted initially, even with some selling pressure. Again, this is the buy the rumor, sell the news. However, it's not happening so far. We might see it in a few hours. However, he anticipates a major capital reallocation into Ethereum over the medium term, driving prices upwards and creating a lot of price pressure for Ethereum. Winter Mute predicts annualized inflows of between 3.2 billion and 4 billion, which could drive the price gains from 18% to 24% by 2025. Analysts offer wide-ranging estimates regarding the volume of capital expected to flow into the Ethereum ETFs. Someone says 10.6 billion. Eric Balkunis and James Seifert say between 5 and 6 billion in the first year. Galaxy Digital says 5 billion. Steve McClurg says 10% or 500 million of the inflows is what he would project. Danny Chong, co-founder of Tranches, suggested that smaller inflows could have a greater effect on the Ethereum market given its smaller capitalization. He also acknowledged that the Hong Kong-based Ethereum ETFs were slow to live up to the industry's expectation upon launching earlier this year. So there might be a few little problems. Now, when we say a few little problems, let's talk about the biggest problem. The biggest problem? Jim Cramer came out just a few hours ago, and he said, and I quote, "The fact that Ethereum is selling off is just a testament to how much it had been bid up." Jim Cramer at this point is telling you right now that Ethereum has been bid up, which means that he thinks that it's coming down. You guys know what to do at this point. You can't make this shit up. But anyway, so and that's, by the way, comically, I'm comically saying that. So also the Ethereum Foundation sold off Ethereum to start this whole thing off. So it's a huge week for Ethereum, and in a significant development, the Ethereum Foundation sold Ethereum. Notably, the transaction came just before the start of the spot Ethereum trading today. Traders look out for further cues as institutions continue to send ETH to crypto exchanges or other wallets. As per on-chain data on Spot on-chain, Ethereum Foundation has sold 2,400 Ethereum so far this year. The last Ethereum sell-off by the foundation was noted on July 2nd. So in addition, the wallet address OXDB3 linked to Ethereum founder or either ICO moved 3,200 more to Kraken. Grayscale also transferred 1 billion in Ethereum to Coinbase ahead of the debut. So there's a lot happening here in the background and a massive potential sell-off on Ethereum. But let's move on right now and let's talk about XRP, because guess what? XRP is back in vogue. In fact, it could be the fourth ETF or even the third ETF if Solana gets denied, but massive whale activity signals that an XRP breakout is imminent. 140 million tokens valued at $84 million have been traded in the last 48 hours by XRP whales. In recent days, XRP has shown signs of a possible breakout, with investors hoping the token will establish its valuation above the 60-cent mark. In this regard, several on-chain data pointed suggest that investors might be anticipating a possible XRP rally. Particularly, data shared by Ali Martinez indicates that XRP has sustained increased whale transactions. Notably, the whales have purchased 140 million XRP tokens for 84 million. The data highlights the growing confidence among large investors in XRP's future, according to the data source from Sentiment. The analysis illustrates a pronounced increase in whale holdings coinciding with the upward price trajectory. Martinez's observation highlights the critical role of whale activity, and Armando Pantoja says that on an X post on the 21st that investors had accumulated approximately 250 million XRP tokens since the start of June. In this line, he noted that XRP could rise to $8 while urging investors to look out at the 70 to 75% resistance level. Upon breaking out of the 70 to 75% resistance level, then you could be looking at a massive move, taking it all the way up to $8. So notably, the recent gains have coincided with increasing speculation regarding the end of the lawsuit. Now, in that moment, Brad Garlinghouse stepped in and he said that he anticipates this SEC settlement to take place very soon. The recent gains. Now, here's what Brad Garlinghouse hinted, that the company's long legal battle could settle during a private meeting with the SEC on July 25. Although throughout the lawsuit, Garlinghouse has maintained that XRP is not a security and accused the SEC of acting in bad faith. Now, we could see a settlement coming anytime in the next 2 days. So in the event that that does happen, then I would expect that there would be a dollar. So speaking of a dollar, the XRP price hasn't seen a dollar since 2021, but that could change very, very soon. The XRP weekly chart is a symmetrical triangle that looks like it's on the verge of a breakout, along, by the way, with a lot of different tokens in this market. If we start to zoom out here and we start to look at how these things are trading, then what I would say here is we're looking at this sort of play out happening right here. We're looking at this sort of play out happening right here. We've got this triangle sort of playing right now, and if this continues, then this is the sign of a breakout, right? We're going to get down here. We might test a little bit more at the bottom. This might be the moment that it breaks out. Look, I think the market is ready right now. And if you guys remember, I did tell you 75 cents, right? Well, remember, our top over here was 75 cents. So we're looking at the same sort of price action. We're looking at the same sort of stuff right now playing out. And then towards the end of this year, son of a bitch, I must have deleted it. All right. Well, anyway, $3. There we go. I said $3 by the end of the year for XRP. So we could be looking at now, not because somebody else said it, because I said it. Okay. So $3 for XRP by the end of this year would be an incredible breakout from where we are right now. An easy 5x for anybody who's interested. I think, of course, it's still going to have to play out, but XRP looking the part right now. So if that does break out, it's going to be because of two things. It's going to be because of this whale accumulation that we saw, and because there is a real possibility that we get this settlement on the 25th. And I want to show you, if you look right here and here and here, we're on the weekly chart. Let me pull out here on the weekly. If you look at this, let's pop in here, and you can see that we are getting ready right there for a golden crossover. So it is entirely possible that we see a big, big, big breakout. Oh, wait a minute. I just forgot that I did this. There we go. All right. So we could be seeing the reversal right here, and we could be seeing the 50 getting ready to cross over and create a significant sort of breakout for XRP, or at least it's looking that way. And you can see here on the daily, you can see this 50 right now starting to curl upwards along with the 200 right there. If that breaks out right there towards the end of this month, a couple days from now, if this continues on in this path, path, then we could be looking for a huge sort of breakout happening for XRP. So I would be watching out for that over the next couple of days, just to see whether or not it happens. But let's talk about Shiba Inu, because we got some stuff going on with SHIB right now. And it turns out a friend of the family is the guy that's bringing this to you. Jake Gagan just mentioned that he thinks that Shiba Inu could hit 100 billion market cap in this next bull run. Wait, 100 billion, you say? It's almost like somebody that Jake knows very well has been talking about SHIB or Doge reaching 100 billion market cap and asking the question, could one of those, or could Pepe pass it up to get to 100 billion? The next meta, the next big play in cryptocurrency, top meme coin cryptocurrency, is the $100 billion narrative. Now, if you don't believe me, then that's okay. You've been wrong before, but it is going to be an interesting sort of dynamic here when you look at this market. What you see at this point is Dogecoin at 20 billion. You see SHIB at around 10 billion. There's nothing that Dogecoin has at this point that's going to be superior to what SHIB has. So I would expect to see Doge holders continue their push. But as you can see from these market caps right here, SHIB's up 20% more than Doge over the course of the course of the year. And in fact, we could see a SHIB breakout coming fairly soon. If we see that SHIB breakout and we see that market cap just kind of double, then we could be looking at SHIB passing Doge at that point. For good, maybe not, but still making that big pass. We could still see a big move. Now, not to be outdone though, we do have to consider Pepe at 5 billion and Dog with Hat at 2.5 billion. I don't think Dog with Hat, I think we can cross that one off. I don't think that it has the narrative. I think it's great, but it doesn't have the narrative. Pepe, however, has the narrative. So one of these three is going to be the first to 100 billion. Now, it is my opinion that SHIB is going to be that one. If SHIB's market cap reaches 100 billion, the price of each token would be 30169. Given the number of tokens in circulation, with about 589 trillion, that would be a huge number. The asset's price could go even higher if its circulating supply goes down. SHIB has been undergoing a significant price correction. If hopefully it will reverse at some point pretty soon. SHIB's price will be 30169 at 100 billion market cap. Now, in the event that you were listening to me when I said you should have at least 30 million SHIB, that would be time point. That means your 30 million that you can buy right now for super cheap would be worth $5,000. So 30 million SHIB, that's your number. That's what you should have. That 5,000, by the way, that's not the end of it. That's not the end of it. There's going to be a lot of talk about burns coming pretty soon. But again, you should have 30 million SHIB in your wallet at any given time, because it will have an enormous run. Now, AI has predicted a price for SHIB towards the end of this year, and what it says, and this is Coin Codex, and look, Coin Codex is hit or miss. They use AI algorithm to just go up only, if you will. So SHIB could surge to 3865 over the next 4 days, is what it's saying. 3865. Then it thinks that it's going to correct down to 2685 on by July 31st. So what it's saying right now is that we could have a significant breakout of about a 2.5x from where we are right now, and then a little correction back down from that point. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But if you haven't already, you might want to consider having yourself a bag of SHIB just in case you get that kind of move. And then, look, if you bought 30 million SHIB and it goes up 10%, take your original investment out, take that 30 million out, whatever the amount is, and leave in your moon bag. And if it's a small moon bag, don't worry about it. Just have a bag of SHIB just in case something happens. And if it 10x's from where it is right now and you have $1,000, you got $10,000. I mean, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just do it. So, yeah, check out SHIB. Make sure that you have a little bit of SHIB, because if you don't, something wrong with you. Not wrong with me. Something wrong with you. But let's keep going, because in case you didn't know, there is a layer 2 right now called Bitlayer, and I'm going to encourage you right now. I don't have a lot of data on it, but I would encourage you to go check out Bitlayer right now and do some faucet testing. Do whatever you got to do, because Bitlayer is a layer 2, and it's the fastest layer 2 on Bitcoin right now. They are trying to remake Bitcoin, and this is going to be a big thing. And Maddie B says, I sell SHIB long ago. It rubbish. Okay, so and this is how we simplify. If it's nothing is rubbish unless it doesn't do anything. I mean, here it's actually pretty simple. Here, if you bought over here at what is this, 650s 93.42, and then you sold up here, you made in 7x. You made a 7x off of this move right here. And if you didn't sell, that's on you. But it's happening again. It came back down here, and another big impulse move on SHIB could happen at any moment. Now, is it down far enough? Well, I mean, if you're looking for where it would go or what it would do, then it would be this move right here. And by the way, this is not the investment vehicle for degens anymore. just to be clear. SHIB is not the investment vehicle for somebody who wants to do 1000x. The SHIB is the investment vehicle for somebody who's still a degen, who has $100,000 that wants to turn 100,000 into $1 million. That's what it is now. You put $100,000 in it at this current price right now, and then just chill out and wait, and it will run to 100 billion, and it will burn some significant tokens. It will still do it. It's just not going to give you 1000x anymore. That's not what it is. So that's why you should have a bunch of SHIB if you have some money. But Bitlayer, I would encourage you, Bitlayer, and look at this. If you just look this up, it's bitlayer.org, but there's a faucet right here. So bridge and earn. So what you should be doing if you have time, and if you're looking, I don't know that there's not going to be, I'm going to look up more of this, but they've successfully raised $300 million with a loan or with a funding round of 11 million from Franklin Templeton. Guys, we just told you Franklin Templeton is one of those big time players. Bitlayer has successfully raised $11 million in our Series A funding round led by Franklin Templeton and ABCDE. This brings our total investment to 16 million. Franklin Templeton's participation marks a notable milestone as Bitlayer becomes the first Bitcoin Layer 2 infrastructure project to secure strategic investment from an ETF licensed institution. We extend our gratitude for our seed round investors, ABCDE, and Framework Ventures for their continued support. This is big. And look at the people who are investing here. These are the co-leads. First, you've got Franklin Templeton, ABCDE. You've got things that 57 Blocks, Jets Capital, Falcon X. You've got State Capital, Wagme Ventures, Skyland Ventures, and I don't know the rest of these. I feel like I should know. I think I know Revelo. I think I might know Revelo. But look, there's some big names behind this. So I would be looking at tokenization. I would be looking at Bitlayer, and I would be looking to test this out. And remember, you connect your wallet, and then you start testing it in the faucet. You start doing whatever it is that you do, testing out, and then guess what they give you at the end of it? That's right. They give you some tokens, because that would be super sweet, as Cartman would say. So look for that and test it. Do your due diligence and check it out. But anyway, beyond that, let's go to Saitama, because Saitama has been underperforming. Let's talk about it real quick. So we had this right here. Somebody says, and it just randomly says, I can't imagine waking up and fading Saitama on Solana, 2 million market cap, listed on LBank, top community with respected KOLs, huge plan, and it was trading at that period of time at $2 at 0.028, right? Well, 3 hours later, it's trading at 0.020. So it lost in that period of time 30% of its value in just an absolute bombing of price here. 37% down over 7 days, down 40% in the last 24 hours. Just absolute continued sell-off, just weak hands here, selling off on it. And by the way, let me also say this, and I think that this is important to say. A little while ago, there were about 30 more hands that were in this, because the holder count had gone up to 2.44 just a short while ago. And if you look at the total number of holders here, like, where did that go? Oh, well, there was a holder count here a little while ago that said 2.45, and now it's at 2.42. And look, what you get here is you get just, a lot of weak hands just sell off and sell out. I mean, that's who they are. It's what they do, right? And no big deal. I mean, look, if you're a weak paper-handed person, cool. I mean, make your money and take your money. But there is 100 right here. The number of buys and sells right here, just out of control. There's just a lot of sell-off happening. That LBank listing was very, very nice. Went up to about 7 cents, six, let's call it 5 cents or 6 cents, whatever. But then from there, just absolutely selling off. Now, that being said, this is the post that we've got, right? The bottom is in. Now, of course, again, we talked about the bottom was in. Let's go to the 1 hour chart, because that's where we were talking about it. And we were talking about, hey, the bottom is in here, and we had a nice little rally. The bottom is in here, and we had a nice little rally leading to that 7-cent spike. So, we were talking about the bottom being in, and then just a few days later, now we're creating a new bottom that's even bottomed more than the bottom of the bottoms of bottoms. I don't know. I'm just saying bottom a lot at this point. Now, if I zoom this out, and we remove some of this, because now we should stop talking about some of these little structures here, and we should start looking at this on a simpler time frame. This is broken down. So right now we're in this little chop area right here. We've got a breakdown here. We broke out above this resistance line, came back for that back test. Now, if you are looking for a sign of a relief rally, this is the sign of the relief rally. The question at this point is, what's going to happen with the pairings, and what's going to happen? Will there be strong buyers that step in? Now, I want to say this. There were 2.4K holders when it ran up here, and it ran up to this 7 number, right? When it ran up to 7 cents over here, there were 2.4K holders. So there's now about 40 or 50 more holders than there were before, just a few short days ago. So there's new holders still being added, but the price continues to go down. What does that mean? That means that you got a bunch of raggedy KOL, I don't want to say KOL, you got a bunch of raggedy holders here that are bullshitting you, okay? You got people here who are selling off on you, and they have to be investors who were here from the very beginning. And there's 2,000 of them, so you can't find out exactly who it is. But the team spent $60,000 to get LBank listing, and then after that, they spent like 120,000. So if there's 120,000 and you only see 60,000, then there must be something else coming. So I expect to see a spike coming pretty soon. Also got an NFT collection coming. So I would expect to see something happening with the Saitama price at some point. But also, I don't have the timeline of events with the original Saitama. And it should be noted that the LBank listing happened around the same time for both the original Saitama and Saitama on Sol. So they're trying to follow the same script for that other Saitama. So it is entirely possible that we see this thing start to really get a much different sort of look here, and a much bigger kind of breakout coming very, very soon, up to a new level that we haven't yet seen before, because of something that they've got going on in the background. Now, do they have that going on? I don't really know. I'm not part of the team. I'm just looking at the structure of it. And again, this is, by the way, this is the chart that you wanted to see. And I told you again before, this is the chart that you want to see. And then it comes down here. And what does it do? Gave you a big spike right there. So if you were able to get in this little chop right here in this little range and buy that bottom, then you got a nice little 2 or 3x. Boom. Now you're looking at the same thing playing out. And what happens there? Well, you're going to get another spike like that. And you're going to get another 2 or 3x probably coming. Now, if it does, then right now you're looking at this playing out towards upside momentum. And if that plays out, then right there at about 7.5 cents. So you're looking at a 3x from where it is right now, just on a relief retest. So I would be watching over the next bunch of hours just to see how it holds up, to see if new investors kind of step into the market. But I don't know. Like, I don't know whether it will or not. So let's talk about the next one, which is Monkey Shit Inu. And look, Monkey Shit Inu has been holding up remarkably well. When we look at this chart, like, God damn, it's been holding up well. Now, some correction is obviously going to happen. We're looking at it on the hour right here. And you guys can see, like, it broke structure. It broke out of this little structure where it was going upwards, right? So now we have to open up a little bit and kind of look at it from this All right, so we're still continuing to add new investors. There's 1.51K holders coming into it now, so we're continuing to add new holders onto it, and that is a pretty good sign for any project. And we broke the structure out here the other day, and guess what? It's still manipulating its, or still kind of bouncing its way, manipulating. It's kind of bouncing its way onto this. So I would expect to see one more test up here of this higher area at some point pretty soon. Like when it breaks, it tends to break pretty good. And with the Ethereum pairing and the fact that Ethereum right now is pumping, remember, Jim Cramer said it was dumping. So, biatch, it's pumping. Which is fucking wild, right? How goddamn bad can you be at your job? Like, I can MSNBC or CNBC, whoever the fuck you are, hire me. I could be just as wrong as this guy. I could do that. Just do the opposite thing of what seems normal. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's not that complicated. Unfucking believable here. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, so it looks like the rally might be on because we're back to a positive day. We were down bigly, or as the French say, mad bigly, son. And look what we got in the last little while. We got a full candle from the 200 to the 50 matching up. So we could be looking at a potential break to the upside. Ethereum, same thing. Ethereum was up here at 35.41 just a few hours ago, ripped all the way down to 34.34, and now it's pumping again. So, it's just a weird sort of market. But goddamn Jim Cramer, man. Like fucking Jim. Jesus Christ, you dummy. It never ends with that dude. All right, anyway, so back to monkey shit. Speaking of monkey shit, Jim fucking Cramer. So MSI is just 20 days old and has been nothing but incredible. Everyone's out here promoting monkey shit Inu. 1,500 plus holders already and still counting. Liquidity is locked for 100 years. Live on numerous centralized exchanges with more to be announced. Remember, they did a buyback on Saturday in order to buy supply in order to list on a new exchange. So they're going to have another big listing. That next big listing, I don't know where that goes. Like, I have no idea what that number looks like or anything like that. But it will happen. We're going to get something happening very, very, very shortly. And trust me when I say, Pablo likes to do two things. He likes to shake people out just a little bit. And then number two, he likes to pump his bag and pump his chart. And I get the sense and the feeling here that we're going to see a little bit of both over the next little while. I think that, remember, here's the thing. This much money was in here a couple days ago. Pablo will get that money back and then some. All right. And what he's looking at right here, 5.52 million market cap. And I'm telling you right now, look, I'm not telling you know what? I shouldn't say I'm telling you. It is my estimation that Pablo wants that $20 million market cap of Volt. Why? Because there's a bunch of shit talkers that are sitting in Volt right now talking a lot of shit about Pablo. And look, you can have your opinion no matter what. You can have whatever opinion you want to have about anybody that you want to have an opinion about. But I do think that provides him with motivation. So right now, that market cap would need to be about 5064.59. Don't put it past Pablo to do that. And by the way, it needs to be about a 4x from here. So now it's going to have to move up here to about that level. So if Pablo wants this thing to run, it could very well pop up here and hit that number right there. You know what I mean? It's about a 4x from where it is, roughly. You know what I mean? And if it does, then don't think that he's not going to take a victory lap. And he won't take the victory lap. It'll be the investors who are taking the victory lap over there. And by the way, that does not mean that you should lose faith in Volt, because at some point Volt will be discovered by the masses and it'll have a big run, just like everything else will have a big run. It's supported, everything that's supported through all this bear market will end up having a big run. So if you haven't already, check out Monkey Shit Inu. I would say that it's kind of the smart play at this point, just because I know that he'll do it. And by the way, this is the kind of shit that they're posting. They're obviously one of those meme kind of groups that are doing meme level shit, and you can get a Monkey Shit Inu Visa card. God damn it. How could you not monkey shit Inu Visa card. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, walk into a store and somebody sees your monkey shit Visa. Like, isn't that worth it? Whatever it is, it's worth it. Now let's talk about DevvE. And DevvE, I want to keep this very simple for you today. DevvE and AI are a match made in heaven. Our infrastructure is designed to propel and improve AI in different ways, solving fragmentation by offering a compliant and efficient data superhighway. And by the way, when you look at AI, one of the problems with AI, well, two problems with AI. Number one is storage. So you need to have good storage, and then the fragmentation, which causes things to not work as well as they could potentially work. And that's what you see happening on a lot of these different projects, right, with AI. So you've got to have a way that you don't have to worry about that, because collating your data from fragments does create a problem. Regulatory compliance, customizable supporting data integration and management, and the ability to touch data of all industry types. And one of the things that these guys are looking to do, I think, is really lean into the gaming environment. So with that being the case, I would venture to say that you're probably going to see a lot of games launching. Remember, you got Taunt, which I don't have the information on it yet, but we're going to have a launch on Taunt coming up very, very soon. And of course, we still have Fias. Fias is still sitting out here, not having a good time of it, but the market is not having a good time. Fias right now trading at a little bit over a penny. Remember, it was a big pre-sale, and as with most of the pre-sales, there's going to be a little bit of a sell-off, and just, the price is going to end up getting dunked on pretty badly, and that's what's happening right now. But it is supported, and that's the important part. It's a supported project, and it will find its way. So, and it is tradable, by the way, on MEXC, and by the way, MEXC is a fucking scam. So fuck those guys. So as far as the market goes, obviously Bitcoin just spiking a little bit here over 24 hours, just in the last little while, kind of ripping up here. Is it getting into this range? I would think that there's probably some more dip to it. Let's go into the 3-month total to look at it from a 3-month perspective. And when you look at it here, it's about getting up here to the top at this point. So the reversal is on. This is, again, $530 million in inflows. I mean, let's quit bullshitting. And by the way, if you want, like here, a 24-hour, there's what it looks like on the overbought stuff. You see ton coming down. If ton comes down into that range, then that is absolutely scoop the shit out of that. This is what it looks like on the weekly. This is where the big moves happen. So if you're looking for something that's going to probably move a lot, Avo's already done it. But Axel might have a nice little rip. FXS, Manta, Saga, what is the one behind that? DYM, Ina, Vanry is down here. Kava is down here. Myro is down here in the buy zone. Didex, guys, there's a lot of buy opportunities right now in this market. So I would say that you would owe it to yourself to get out here and try to figure out what's going on. And with that, I got to get out of here. I got to get going. So it's not financial advice. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's pay some bills. What is going on, guys? You know, when I give it to you, it's important. Cryptonomy.finance just launched their own channel. This is a key financial sector for information every single day about what's going on in cryptocurrency and the broader markets. It's on Telegram, and it's Cryptonomy_community. Go check it out today. You know, staking is where it's at. There's panic in the market right now. Fear and greed index is down in the 20s right now, and you should know by this point it is a time to buy. So my first deposit right now, you guys know I'm bullish on it, API3. I really think API3 does a 100 to 300x in this next bull run. I just staked 4,000 API3. My reward on that, 2,892 API3. I think it's trading around $1.90 right now. So this is a big move for me. I think that this could produce some serious yield. Not to be outdone, you guys love Jasmy. I love Jasmy as well. I think it's going to be the biggest thing in blockchain for gaming at some point, maybe even integrated into Sony. 340,000 Jasmy right now. I just staked it for 9 months. And my reward on this, 244,516 Jasmy. I'm super excited about this one. I think it's going to be a big banger. But let's face it, the real money is made over here on the launch pool. Watercoin, Water, we talked about it already. It's already up 6x. They took a big profit on this already. Cookie, you remember Cookie trending on Dex Tools, up 5x right now. Patoshi up 3x. Huge yields being rewarded. Cryptopia TOS was also 3x in the last round. Cryptonomy.finance knows what they're doing when it comes to these big launches. Make sure that you're contacting Cryptonomy.finance. And if you do, you can use their 24/7 support line as well. You can convert your collateral into whatever it is that you need because they